Because he was looking at his phone. And I was like, yeah, but you were looking at your phone. I want to annoy you. That's why.
I feel like you don't know how to do two things at once, especially with your eyes
you want me to do
and
two
your
things?
ears.
I want to know you because you're on your phone. Okay, welcome back to Calling The Audible. Div A&B, Peeze, and the fire Stefano Barati no longer here as we are now.
Makira got his wish. Makira got his wish.
Okay.
Want to set up all the things we're doing?
Let's do a countdown here. It is now 8 days, 16 hours, 16 minutes, and 35 seconds left before Peeze jumps the ship and becomes married.
Becomes married, not gets.
No.
It's like
Becomes
it's
married.
a transformation. I go from being a caterpillar to a married caterpillar.
To a butterfly. Hey, Stefano's back.
He's been rehired. He went to go cry to Rob upstairs.
We're going to go talk to the capos upstairs.
I had to plead my case, and I made a pretty good case. He realized Chris Dagger was then his go-to guy, and he's like, I can't afford that.
Chris Dagger's too
Not me.
expensive.
Your Facebook friend, Chris Dagger.
He's your Facebook
Your
friend.
Okay. Okay, let's dive into it, guys. The week that was the best game of the week. Is that Thunderstorm?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I guess
Noise.
God is not happy with us for now.
Well, or Jesus is bowling.
Yeah.
It's the reason I didn't wear suede shoes today. I
Exactly.
said it was going to rain.
So the best game of the week, Tats over Yukusu, 40
Yikswu.
Yukswu, 42-35, and this came out to the last play where Yukusu could not score.
Yikswu.
And I was telling Peeze beforehand that this was a great game.
Am I keeping that?
Yeah, keep it. This was a great game for Tats in terms of their philosophy, what they did. Their first drive lasted 8 minutes, and they really tempered down this Yukusu offense.
Yikswu.
Yukusu.
The thing for me that's most amazing is including, I think that points one pass attempt that was completed. The offense was 21 for 25 all game for Alpha Tees. Alpha Tees basically did whatever they want. What was it about their offense mode that allowed them to...
Diversity. Everyone stepped up. Everyone played well. The long sustained drives really got Yukusu
Yikswu.
off their rhythm, and it was funny because there'd be like 8 play drives, whatever it was, but Wukusu would always have 1 play 40 bomb touchdowns, and this was a not hard hitting, but it was a hard fought game with these two
You
teams.
say that, but Holloway threw more passes.
Yeah, because at the end they had more drives
Okay.
because they
So just the way the game started.
the way the game
I feel like also because they only had the very small time remaining, they kind of like no huddled and they just snap.
Well,
throw,
that's
snap,
Holloway's great at that sugar huddle that he runs, getting guys out into the line quickly. But give credit to Alpha Tees. Alpha Tees they're a very good team. They're well built. They're very good on both sides of the ball. Nobody was able to force Holloway to make a mistake, but he doesn't do that often. So amazing that they were able to keep pace and win this on offense.
Okay, so when we look at this team now, when we look at the Tats offense, Tats defense, they got Norregard next week. If they beat Norregard, that's half of the Division A teams they defeated. Are they the third best team in Div A?
Who?
Tats.
I mean, I don't. So let's say Alpha Tees are the best team in Division B. Is that a ridiculous statement?
They are the best team in Div B.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's not out there, right? Like we're saying that it seems, if not definitive, whatever, barely debatable. So they're the best team in Division B. We know Norregard and what's Kevin White's team this season? Outsiders. Sorry, I always forget their summer team name. We know Outsiders and #NR aren't the best rosters. So maybe Corey Pecker and Kevin White at this point are better quarterbacks than Justice Supri. But overall, as a team, I don't know definitively that their teams are better. I like Alpha Tees. I like them across the board. I think they're very strong. Now, if they're playing in the same division and lose Mike Piercin, maybe not, because they having that on the roster absolutely transforms the team. But
and Julien Paymont too.
And Julien Paymont as well. So yeah, so they definitely lose important pieces. But if there's an imaginary world where they had either equivalent players or players playing on both teams, I don't think they're worse than Outsiders or #NR at all. I think they're right in that mix. They'd be one of the teams that just fit in that aren't as good as You Can't Sit With Us and Braves. Thank you.
Well, Braves.
I'm tired, man. It's been
Yeah,
a
we're
long
all
day.
tired. Braves,
Long
Wukusu, and Outsiders are all 5-2. So there's still a lot to be played because again the playoff format's different in Div A. It's 1 versus 2. Winner goes to the final. 3 versus 4, and the winner plays the loser 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
So you get at least 1 game, if not minimum 2 games, maybe 3. Who knows? Other games that caught your attention, boys?
Well, I watched one of the worst games ever in the history of like, Division A&B, 1, 2, whatever. A 12-6 final. 12-6. And it was 6-0 the first drive of the game. So this game was awful. I don't know what happened. Sean Abram couldn't do nothing besides the first drive. He could never capitalize in the red zone. Jeff Rosenblatt, too, he was tired after a crazy game in Division C. I feel like that kind of made him score 12 points instead of more.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's a bullshit excuse, could be. But honestly, like the offense was there. Like Jeff Rosenblatt, just because he was, I'm pretty sure it was fatigue. Because most of his drives were really long. Like, and I'm saying,
kind of how Jeff plays.
I'm saying like really long. Yeah, but look, he put up 12 points in this game, and he put up 50 last game.
Mhm.
The game right before. So I mean, it depends.
If you average it out,
even the players on his team, James Donald, Loic Robidoux, these guys are saying this drive is freaking long. But they ended up scoring, so it was worth it in the end. They scored their 12 points in the second half. So it was just like, I don't understand. This was not at all what I was expecting out of this game. 12-6, never expected that. I actually expected at least 20 points each. But then again,
It's Sean Abram.
Sean Abram.
Yeah, exactly.
And he probably got into his own head, which is dumb. He saw that he couldn't score in the red zone, and I guess it just like took out the rest of his game.
All right, movie number. Look, he's so off, man. Movie
19.
19.
2002, Reese Witherspoon and Patrick Dempsey, Sweet Home, Alabama.
I've actually seen Sweet Home Alabama. Reese Witherspoon, living a big city life, goes back home a week before her wedding, only to rediscover her roots and
I remember
hilarity
that. I read that
ensues.
story that stops.
And number 18, Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews in The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement.
What about 17? The first one?
Nope.
All right.
The Princess Diaries. It's a great franchise. Perhaps people say the second movie is even better than the first movie.
And that's very
as far
rare.
as wedding movies go.
That's very rare.
Last one for now, number 17, Kate Hudson and Hathaway. Ooh, back to back. 2009, Bride Wars.
Bride Wars. 2 brides go at wars right before the wedding date.
Over
Anything
one
can happen,
man?
but mostly hilarity ensues.
Oh, here we got Joy Taylor has joined. Speaking of, hold on, GM Clarathris is Peeze trying to challenge Don Johnson, Miami Vice. Listen, Don Johnson, Miami Vice is a great character. GM, very disappointed in you right now.
And GM, you can't channel Don Johnson. You either are or you aren't.
And does The Godfather count as a wedding movie?
Technically, yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's in
That's
the
where
list.
the offer
We're
was
only
made.
at 16.
So speaking of Joy
They
Taylor,
came to him on the day of his daughter's wedding.
And he made sure to say, you come to me on today, the day of my
so
daughter's
we know
wedding.
it's a wedding film.
So they very much like emphasize the fact that there was a wedding. So I
Yes.
mean, it has to be considered a wedding movie.
Correct.
all right. So speaking of Joy Taylor, who's joined now, they
Hey,
got
Joey.
crushed.
Good timing, Joey.
They got crushed by the Outsiders.
To get
57-26. Joy tried to pull off an acting role. Speaking of acting, talking about top 50 wedding movies.
Yes, we are. You think Joey Taylor would be cast in one?
In a wedding movie?
In a wedding movie. He would probably be the best man that fucks up the wedding, no?
Yeah, like Adam Sandler's third wedding.
Yeah.
Bunch of hilarity, obviously. It's oddly funny because Netflix produced it.
Right.
And then Joey Taylor screws up everything, only for
Him to
Adam
redeem himself
Sandler
at
to
the
be
end
able
of the
to
movie.
Explain why it was all Joey Taylor's fault. Adam Sandler wins, as he always does.
He
Okay,
always does,
so
definitely.
You know who didn't win? Joey Taylor.
Joey Taylor.
what do you take away from this victory by the Outsiders hammering 2.5 alcoholics?
I mean, that's not fair. Like, it's really not. 57-26. Like, did you not know that they weren't allowed to score? Well, they weren't supposed to score, at least?
I believe
what
Alkaholiks did not score second half points.
That's bad. They might have.
They
According to
did,
this,
7 points.
Yep, 7
7
points.
points.
Come on,
Yes.
Mo.
Sorry,
It's
I
on
was
the
there
screen.
scorekeeping that
We're
game.
looking at it.
I know, blindly we're looking at
Yeah.
it right now.
Honestly, I don't know what happened. I wish I would have seen this game just to see more of what Joey Taylor was trying to do. But in my opinion, because it's clearly I'm talking, so it is my opinion.
Yes.
So I feel like Joey Taylor was trying too hard, going back to what I said before. He tried too hard, psyched himself out, made stupid mistakes, and it's just, he probably went for it on every fourth down, probably failed like 85% of them, and the other 15%
at some
is
point
when
when
he
you
scored.
see when outsiders are putting up 26 points in the first half, you need to go for every. You
Yeah.
just need to score.
Yeah.
You're not punting against outsiders because you're gonna definitely lose the game.
Well, they already did so.
So are we tired about Kevin White just dominating everybody?
Well, but he won't though. He's not winning this season.
He lost his matchup to Jeff Rosenblatt last week,
Yeah, and they're not winning this season.
which is also weird because Jeff Rosenblatt put up 12 points against a Sean Abram-led team, and he puts up, what was it, 50 against
Something
the
like that.
Outsiders team?
Threw more yards.
Fatigue.
Crazy.
Threw more yards
Fatigue. It had
against
to
them.
be. It had to be that. That's the only logical explanation.
So are we not tired about Kevin White dominating though?
But he's not though. So I'm actually more.
But he
interested.
leads the yards in passing.
Okay, whatever. So are they going to win championship?
That's a good question.
That's a great
I don't
question.
believe so.
Well, they got Yuxu this week. So what's your
Yixu.
thoughts
No.
on Yuxu?
So that's it. So after they lose to Holloway this week,
So you're confirming that they lose to Holloway.
And then you're going to go back to your
I'm
conversation.
pre-reporting. I'm pre-reporting.
That
They
should
will
be a word.
lose.
That should be a word.
So it has to go right for outsiders to be Yuxu.
YCSWU.
So what's to go right? What
For,
has to?
well, for us, it needs to be this. It needs to be Kevin White scoring every drive because they're not going to stop YCSWU. They don't have a good enough defense to stop YCSWU.
Yeah, they really don't. Honestly, they have to match up point for point, conversion for conversion. And as soon as like there's a stop, it's over after that. They have to. It's just what it's going to take to win.
So again, to me, this is exciting because now we have Kevin Wyatt, the underdog story. We've never had this before. We've never had this narrative before. This is like
so it's like a Rudy like style, like Mighty Ducks 2.
the
no,
goalie get
it's like
arrested?
Tin Cup, except he doesn't screw up the 14th hole.
So he's like John Daly.
No, it's Kevin Costner, bro.
I know, but I'm saying John Daly in golf.
I think he's more like Matthew Perry and Selma Hayek in 1997's Fools Rush In at number 16.
I remember that
Oh,
movie.
Fools
yes,
Rush
I
In,
remember that movie.
classic heartthrob from
They
the
were
1990s.
so foolish, man.
Matthew Perry, he had all the girls going wild, just like that movie went wild, full of hilarity.
Or perhaps number 15, Marissa Tomei and Robert Downey Jr. pre-drugs, Only You.
I don't think this was pre-drug. I think this
I feel like
was
that
During
was
drugs.
full drugs. Volkan, nothing like a wedding fueled by drugs. And that's what Mr. Torme and Robert Downey Jr. gave us. And of course, hilarity ensued.
Hilarity ensued.
All right.
That should be a team name. Hilarity ensued.
Who needs this? Who needs this win more?
Outsiders.
Outsiders, obviously, because of the records.
Yeah. Well, no, they have the same record.
5-2. They're all.
Oh yeah,
5-2.
they do. They do.
They're all
Yes, because
5-2.
you lost this week. Yeah, that's right.
YCSWU.
So in that case, I'll change it to you can sit with
No,
us.
I'm still gonna say outsiders because I doubt that after this game that you can't say what is gonna lose again. So I mean,
Yeah.
So I feel like they're gonna win out, and if Wyatt ends up pulling it off, then they need to win more because you can't say what is not gonna lose the two after.
Their last games after this, BYOB and #NR.
Yeah, BYOB is probably a win. #NR. I mean, who's gonna be your quarterback, right? And
Yeah.
Oh my God! I had this game on my field on Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday
nice.
Night Football. Look at that.
Wednesday Night Football.
Look at
There you
that.
go.
So who controls 5-2? Braves, YCSWU, and Outsiders. Who is controlling this division now, going to the last 3 weeks of the season?
Well, I mean, how do you answer that question? They all have the same record.
So who's going to control this division?
Nobody. It's a free for all. What are you pointing at?
The standings right there.
Okay. Well, according to this, it's Braves.
But are they in control?
But there's no control. It's just there's 3 teams are tied. Credit to Kevin Wyatt for again being the lovable underdog for the first time, coming in with a team that no one expects to do well. We see he's still able to put up gaudy numbers, and he knows he needs to. He knows that with this team he's gonna have to
Because there is no defense on that team.
correct.
So he has to put up 35 plus points all the time if he wants to win. But your question, man, who do you think controls the division?
Yeah,
Instead of putting
balls
us
on
the
you.
#NR.
Wow.
Look at the faces. What?
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
You said out of these 3 teams, you said the 4th team.
I know exactly.
I think
Fair.
obviously BYOB.
BYOB exactly.
It's all dirty dogs. What are you saying?
They're in control.
I think YCSWU still controls this division because they have the easier schedule.
They do.
They,
Well,
you know,
who are the Braves' remaining matchups?
Braves remaining matches.
So basically, you're making it based on what they have left. So basically, whoever has the weaker schedule has the control.
Oh,
so basically,
actually.
you should just check that.
Dirty
before
Dogs,
asking the
Jasmine
question.
Sons, and
Mo, have you
Outsiders.
actually used a schedule analyzer to check this?
Hey, do that.
Yeah,
Eagle.
do that right
no,
now,
I
please.
gave it to you guys specifically so you could do it.
Well,
I don't
do it
recall
now.
ever getting an
Sorry,
email
let
from
me
him.
rephrase. I need you to produce the schedule analyzer and produce schedule analytics for the question that Mo asked that I was not paying attention.
Yeah, please, if you don't mind, thank you. And
Thank you.
also,
Well,
can
you
you
were
get to
paying attention,
Movie
just
number
doesn't make
14, please.
And also the poll results.
Number 14, Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents.
Oh.
Oh, Meet the Parents is classic Mo Khan. We know that Robert De Niro, he hates Ben Stiller, but the kid's going to get married anyway. It's hilarious.
Hilarity.
Meet the Parents.
Number 13, Hugh Grant stars in 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh, Mo
That's
Khan, nothing
why.
better than 4 weddings, nothing worse than a funeral. The diversity of it, that's what makes sure that hilarity ensues.
Last one on this list, Katherine Heigl's probably last role in Hollywood, 27 Dresses in 2008.
Mo Khan, there's never a better year to have 27 dresses than 2008.
Did you like her
Hilarity ensues.
26 dress, Mo?
I did. What number are we at now?
That was number 12.
Let's get to the top 10, then we'll do the next line.
All right, number 11, Hilarity Ensued,
Oh,
American
from the
Wedding.
start. From the beginning.
American Wedding. It's
Oh
from the
my.
great American
Look
Pie.
out.
Pubes on a wedding
series of
cake.
films.
That is all.
What?
Pubes on a wedding cake. That is all.
Next.
All you need to know.
Isn't it
Hilarity
ironic?
ensued. Hilarity ensued.
We keep going?
It's like
Yeah.
pubes on
Okay,
your wedding cake.
number 10, Patrick Dempsey, Maid of Honor.
Why
Like
is
Maid,
Patrick Dempsey?
M-A-D-E. of
Oh,
honor.
Mo Khan, sometimes you got it made and sometimes you're a maid of honor.
Is this
That's
mafia
what they always
related?
say. Hilarity ensues.
Is this mafia related?
No.
Like Made Man?
No. A guy in love with an engaged woman tries to win her over after she asks him to be her maid of honor.
Oh, wow. That's a dumbass.
It's basically the plot of all of these
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, pretty much. It's always someone else falls
We're
in
at
love with
number
the
10
bride
now?
and groom.
That was number 10.
Okay, very well then.
Fair.
All right, Division B, guys. Anything that's catching your attention? I mean, it's a lot of...
Why is Dream Killers so bad? If you look at their roster,
They should.
they
be.
should not be 2-5. They should at least have 4 wins. I don't know what it is. It's just it doesn't seem to be clicking. Their roster is ridiculously long.
Well,
Wow.
that's why.
Wow. I did
Like-
not think there was that
Hold
many
on.
names.
How many guys...
I think there's 20 names on that list.
How many guys are eligible for playoffs?
Yeah, go. Sorted by games played, or can we not do that? Of course not.
Of course not.
Why would life be simple?
1, 2, 3, potentially 4, 5.
No,
Potentially.
right now.
Who has 5 games?
Right now, you
It's
have
4 guys.
You have 2, 3, 4 guys, yeah.
All right. Not bad.
What?
You
Anyway.
have 1, 2, 3 more guys at 4 games. Yeah, you're fine.
They should be much better than what they are, but that is awful, and that's an awful amount of people.
Oh, boy.
20 people.
Yeah, they're not doing
That's
well.
like Eagles teams in Divi.
No.
Yes. Okay, you have 14. My bad.
Go back to standings, please, Eagle. Don't mind, please. Thank you.
So that's why.
They have too many
Next
players and no
question.
idea what's going on.
But it's such a boring division, though. I'm sorry. There's nothing to talk about in this division.
So like Lightweight's coming back to Earth.
Finally.
We all knew it wasn't gonna last, right?
They started 4-0, no?
Yes.
And they're
They
4-3.
started 4-0. Yes.
Okay, hold on. How many teams are gonna be? How many teams will be below 500 for playoffs? Because right now you have 5 teams below 500 for playoffs.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some of the cannibalism. I think Diabot will end up above 500. I think BYOB will end up above 500. I think Lightweight will fall below 500, and 2.5 Alkaholiks will probably be about 500.
Jasmine and Sun should be better.
Jasmine and Sons is bizarre.
They really are.
That's to me. That's a team that easily should be near. I thought they'd be the second best team in the division.
Yeah.
Yes, they're very good. They're very talented. You have,
I guess this division is pretty.
Fred
They
V-
lost to BYOB, by the way.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
BYOB is an interesting team.
Sorry?
They have some good players, but like sometimes they just
Well,
can't get
Sebastian Cassie-Lozon is a hell of a player,
along. He's
man.
there. You got Matthew Rene at QB. You have Matthew Lepage. You have Stefan Osman. You have Cedric something. I forgot his last name, but he's pretty good.
That's the last name. Forget something.
Something. Oh, look who commented. What do you say? Ha!
Screwing up the stats is a Mocon special.
From Mo's best friend, Tugboat Lazaro.
Tacos.
Tugboat
Tugboat!
Lazaro.
Tugboat!
It'll always be tacos to me.
Yeah, well, Tugboat to Mo.
Tugboat to us.
So yeah, BYOB. I don't know
they
what
say
it
one
is.
man's tacos.
There's another man's burritos.
Facts.
That is a fact. Right there. That's pretty good, huh?
That's
Look at
actually
that.
not
That's
too bad.
amazing.
That's well done
That's
there.
amazing. So yeah, BYOB is probably going to finish above 500. I like their team. Like they have some solid players. Then it comes down to Matthew Rene if he's consistent or not. Consistency seems to be away from him all the time.
Can he become more consistent enough or no?
I don't know, man. It's just something in his head, I guess.
Mo, I'll tell you what's consistent. Right now, the poll results fire the unprofessional scorekeeper, who is Stefano Berardi, is at 16 votes. Matt Hu is at 15 votes.
Ooh.
And it's 6 yards, no big deal. Still solid at 7 points. They've called the race. They're Ross Perot. They're out of it.
Man, hold on. Let's see
Man,
who.
that's a lot of hate right
Dan
there.
Lazarus put his vote for you to be fired, Stefano.
That's because he wants my spot. Very
In
clear.
number 9 of the top 50 romantic movies, we have Mandy Moore, John Krasinski, and Robin Williams in License to Wed.
Mo, you need to have a
boy.
license to wed people.
Man,
It's
Jim
the
Halpert,
simplest
man, let me
but
tell you.
yet, for some reason, John Krasinski losing his mind as efficient didn't get the paperwork filed on time, even though he had 30 goddamn days. And
Hilarity ensued.
Did not
Hilarity
ensue.
Did not ensue. Wow, that's a
Oh,
first.
yo, who's 11? Who's the Sean Abram of the list?
11 is American Wedding.
American
That makes
Wedding.
sense.
Perfect.
That's a bit of a high praise for Sean Abrams.
It is.
And in number 8, we have Albert Brooks, Michael Douglas, and Ryan Reynolds in The In-Laws from
Oh,
What is
2003.
with these in-laws?
Well, they always cause all sorts of trouble when it comes to weddings, and this
Is that the case for you?
Was no different. Who's in this movie, Eagle?
I just said it. Michael Douglas, Albert Brooks, and Ryan Reynolds. and also
Michael
Lindsay
Douglas
Sloan.
just couldn't get along with Albert Brooks. The in-laws made the wedding about themselves, and hilarity ensued.
Hilarity ensued.
And I'm going to go for
Hilarity.
number 7. Mo's the only one who's going to know this. Monsoon Wedding.
Monsoon
my
wedding,
mom.
another Bollywood classic. You love monsoons. Nothing's more romantic than a little bit of rain, and hilarity ensued.
Mo, didn't you tell me that Gorilla Monsoon was your favorite commentator in WWE?
Yeah, of course.
There you go. Makes sense.
Yeah, of
Monsoon.
course.
Monsoon
Great
wedding.
name.
Where was that filmed?
India. Where
What
else?
part of India, guy?
India.
Okay,
Where in
you
India?
are zero help. You suck
it
at
up.
everything
Look
we
it
ask
up.
you to do.
Look it up, Eagle.
I hate you all.
Just say Mumbai and I won't argue the point.
Yeah,
Like,
like New Delhi.
That's not
Kolkata.
correct, though.
But
Kolkata.
who's gonna fact check us?
I'll do it.
You probably will. Who's gonna fact check us? It's definitely Mumbai. I'm going with Mumbai.
I don't think
It's
it
the
is.
only place you know in India.
No, I know New Delhi, and that's about it.
That's it. Delhi. Oh, Delhi.
I know where Taj Mahal is.
All right, let's do the games of the week then. The last moves you have to go through for top 50.
No, but I want to figure out where this was filmed.
New Delhi.
Just search where was the monsoon
Literally
wedding
took 4
filmed.
seconds. New
Yeah,
Delhi.
New Delhi.
That's what I said. That was my second guess out of 2 guesses. So yes.
All right, here we go. Movies, and then we'll go to games of the week, please.
We just did
Because
movies.
we have nothing to talk
Do
about.
more
Okay.
movies.
We have
guys.
nothing
Number
to talk about in Division
6,
A&B.
Steve Martin and Diane Keaton and Martin Short
Panther.
in Father of the Bride.
Father Bride, a
Oh.
classic movie. I
It
watched
is.
this when I was a young kid, and I remember it because I had Junior Mints for the first time, and hilarity ensued.
Hilarity ensued.
Number
Hilarity.
5, James Caan and Nicolas Cage with Sarah Jessica Parker in the 1992 comedy romance thriller Honeymoon in Vegas.
I think you see Con Air, by the way.
First of all, this list is completely erroneous. Anytime you have Nicolas Cage on the list, he's got to be number 1. He's the greatest American thespian.
So I'm sorry.
Because Honeymoon in Vegas was absolutely great.
I'm
You
sorry.
go to Vegas for a honeymoon, and hilarity ensued.
I'm sorry, but the next movie on the list should be number 1.
At number
Eagle?
4, Nia Vardalos and John Corbett, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
This movie is actually terrible. It's Stefano's bad choice, and hilarity ensued.
That is not a terrible movie.
and
It's one of the
hilarity
classic
ensued.
because
I said
it's amazing.
Hilarity ensued.
Hilarity did
Next.
ensue because it was
Games
fantastic.
of the Week.
There we go.
What do we
I
have,
like
top
you saving
three?
the top 3. Good
Nice.
job, Eagle.
Well
Good
done,
producing.
guy. You're actually doing your job right.
Hashtag NR versus Alpha Tees.
Ooh.
Give me
Give me-
Alpha T's. I'm
I'll take
impressed with
I'll
Alpha
take
T's.
NR. I think Alpha T's are
I'll
going to
take
be over
NR.
there.
I'll take NR.
Dream Killers versus Jasmine and Sons.
Jasmine and Sons. Because 12 points, they
Yeah,
can
give
keep
me
that.
Jasmine
and Sons,
Dirty Dogs versus Brav.
Braves.
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 Dirty Dogs shouldn't even compete in this division.
2.5 Alkaholiks versus Dad Bod.
Alcoholics. Sean Avery's going to...
2.5 Alcoholics.
I'm going to say Dad Bod because Sean Abrams is going to be pissed at himself, and Joey Taylor's on the other side.
That's
BYOB
why
versus Lightweight.
Lightweight.
Lightweight, no, they're
No,
done. They're
BYOB
done.
's gonna
BYOB's taking it.
BYOB's going to win.
And last game, Outsiders versus YCSWU.
Geeks will.
Yixwu.
Eeks will win this one.
All right.
We got to get to our last movies. We have number 3, The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah.
Princess
Yeah,
Bride.
just say this.
Mokan. Princesses need to get married too. This was the first
Was it
original
an
princess
arranged
wedding
marriage?
before Meghan Markle got married to the prince.
Was it an arranged wedding? Is that the question?
Oh,
was
breaking
not.
news. LeBron James will wear number 6.
I could've
Number
told you
2, Julia Roberts and Richard Gere with John Joan Cusack, Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride moves sometimes. Brides get cold feet too.
That's
they
true.
take those cold feet, they take off, and hilarity ensues.
Take off running.
And the number one
Drum roll,
movie,
please.
the number one movie on this
Drum
list
roll.
from 1997, Julia Roberts and Dermot Mulroney was Cameron Diaz, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sometimes your best friend gets married and his name is Peeze. Final words are, getting married, boys.
Good night, bachelorhood.
Bachelor.
We're not on this next week. We're on a field trip next week.
Field trip.
Congrats, Peeze.
The trip will be fielded.
Hashtag all expenses paid.
Yep. Who's going to pick up the boss's wife next week?
Ooh.